Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Kefra Kears. I'm the Director of Wellness at Life Camp, and we are so excited today to announce a new partnership with our own Queensborough President, Sharon Lee. She is the first Asian American to hold a borough-wide office in the city. And because Queens is the most ethnically diverse city on the planet, or borough on the planet, we're so excited to bring everyone together. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Queensborough President, Ms. Sharon Lee. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Capra. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
Thank you so much for extending this program that you've been having for weeks now. Thank you for extending it to my office. Life Camp hails from Queens. It's one of our proud contributions to not just the city of New York, but nationwide. Frankly, Life Camp has a presence nationally. But Kepra, thank you so much for what you do. It could be said that there's never probably there hasn't been as much of a need for this focus on healing as now and on the immediate horizon.
Yes.
There's a tremendous amount of pain that I'm hearing, certainly in Queens.
Yes.
We are the Borough families. And like you said, we are 2.34 million residents, nearly half of whom were born abroad. We don't like to say the word foreigners or aliens. We're born abroad.
Yes. Yes.
And
yes.
Queens is the most diverse county in the continental US, and not just ethnically and racially, but also ideologically, politically, and so that I believe is why the future of New York City is right here in Queens. And
yes.
for our future to be strong, we need to focus on healing and self-care, community care, and that's something that I know Life Camp does 30 hours a day. But frankly, we were the epicenter of this pandemic for quite some time.
In the world.
The world. Yeah. And there's a lot of trauma, and not just from the pandemic, which we're in, but there's a lot of trauma. So everything that Life Camp is doing, you and your team, Erica Ford, Jalen, Tracy, it's making such an impact, and especially on a regular basis. I think the predictability at a time of such uncertainty and unpredictability is something that is of tremendous value, certainly for our constituents in Queens. But we can't wait to heal. It can't be something that's like we'll focus on later after phase 2, right? It has to be concurrent with the recovery and the rebuild, or else we're setting ourselves up for failure. And so thank you for what you're doing. This is part of our recovery and rebuild. And so thank you. I'm delighted to partner with you on this and many, many other initiatives that are underway. So we encourage the viewers and people who are joining us for this week's Wellness Wednesdays to stay tuned, because there's a lot of things coming out of Queens, and we're going to heal together.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sharon. It's such a pleasure to just know that you are at the helm. We appreciate your leadership and your mindfulness. And to that end, when you said we can't wait for healing, today's topic is about healing in the midst of trauma. So thank you so much. We're about to get into it, and we're so excited about keeping this going and this wonderful partnership. Have a phenomenal wellness day. So we're going to get right into it. We're so excited, and I'm going to bring up our credible clinician, Tracy Queen. Today's topic is healing in the midst of trauma. And like our borough president said, we can't wait for healing. Healing doesn't wait for anyone. And so today we thought we'd talk about how to actually heal, how to actually manage stress or reduce stress in the midst of trauma. So I wanted to offer to our borough president, I know you have so many things to do, so we don't want to hold you up. So Jalen, we'll ask if you can support the transition, and we know that she'll be watching in the wings. And again, we are so grateful and thankful for this opportunity. So we're going to get
Thank
right
you,
into it. Thank you so much. So Tracy Queen,
Greetings.
happy Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness
Greetings.
Wednesdays, yes.
Yes.
It is a time to rebuild and recover.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, so Jalen, I'm just going to ask that we adjust our view for a moment, just because we're on a small frame, just a little technical shifts as we move forward. But welcome to Wellness Wednesday. So we are so excited and so grateful to have such a phenomenal person like Sharon Lee as the borough president of Queens. She is a phenomenal woman who's truly a heart leader, because she really does care about the well-being of our community. And because, like she said, trauma doesn't wait, we wanted to offer some tools for how do you heal in the midst of trauma. Most of the time when people are treated for trauma or stress-related illnesses, it's usually after they've had the situation, you know? But in this particular time, it's just things are coming left and right, you know? It's like there's no reprieve from the impact of coronavirus that we're still, you know, while we flatten the curve and the death rate has gone down, people are healing and recovering from that. We now have the impact of the recent bouts of violence in our community, the police violence against unarmed victims, and just a civil uprising. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of emotion, and we wanted to come together to just provide some simple tools on how to heal, you know, in this time, and also just how to deal and how to navigate. I know for myself, there are times when I just feel, I want to say, uptight, you know, and I try not to watch the news very much. I try to just plug into things that I really need. I try not to be on social media and watch the images too frequently, because it actually re-traumatizes you. The brain doesn't know that you are not in the situation, so you can continue to relive it. And so I think it's really important that we have tools in the moment, because I know that when I'm stressed, I don't feel like going and sitting somewhere and having, you know, burning some incense. In the moment that I'm stressed and there's no reprieve, I need tools that are immediate and impactful. What about you, Queen?
You know, what I like, and I know, you know, we talk about this a lot, is the breathing. I had a stressful moment today, and usually when someone says, oh, just breathe or sit still, I don't want to do it. It's just that sometimes I just want to sit in it.
Yes.
But today I was like, you know what? Let me try something different. Let me not always just sit and breathe and meditate or sit still when I'm feeling good. Let me, since I'm feeling really, really uptight, and it's like feeling like no way out, let me just try something new.
Yes.
And I went through the breathing. It wasn't long, but it was helpful. It was very, very helpful. The breathing and having that breath and holding on to it and allowing that to just calm me down.
So let's do it together, you know, let's actually put that in motion. All right. I was wondering if you wanted to share any situations or scenarios that might have had you in that space, but let's just get right to it. So, you know, for the average person, they are either home, still sheltered in place, or the city is just opening up. People are still dealing with finance issues. You know, a lot of people are unemployed. People have lost loved ones, so they're grieving. You turn on the news and there's all of this, you know, violence, there's all of this pain. And so it can really have you bound. And in those moments, it's very difficult to want to do anything, but you just might need to calm the nervous system. So One of the things that you can do is literally take a deep breath in and hold the breath for as long as you can. Literally hold it for as long as you can. And the moment you feel like you got to take another breath, fix your lips so they're almost like it looks like you're sipping from a straw, and breathe out slowly. And what that does when you hold your breath is that you actually begin to slow the heart rate, so that the blood flow begins to slow down, so that your blood pressure lowers. And by controlling the breath, you continue to activate what is called the parasympathetic nervous system, which also begins to release hormones that make you feel good or relaxed. So let's try that, Queen. Let's just try that with 3 breaths. And at home, I encourage you to let's pretend I'm in the supermarket. How about that? I'm going to stand up. We'll do this in real time, because people don't always have the opportunity to be in a comfortable place. I'm in the supermarket, or I'm in the grocery. I've got my mask off. Yeah, you know what? Let me get my oil, Tracy. Hang on a second. That's a great idea. Because it's important that we have tools in order to keep us aligned. So I use Lavender Essential Oil. It's actually an immediate aromatherapeutic relief. And so you can basically keep some in your pocket or your purse, or, if you're a guy, in your car. And you can just put a few drops on your hand.
Yeah.
And activate your hands.
Yes. I actually have some chamomile oil.
Oh, that's good.
I'm going to activate.
That's good. Excellent.
Had to get the big old bottle. Let's go.
And then breathe it in. And what that does is the aromatherapy immediately begins to relax the nervous system. It goes up into the sinuses, it goes into the brain. It actually begins to relax you. So if you're outside and you're in a stressful environment, or you're in a place where you really can't relax, keep some aromatherapy oil. Now, if you don't have aromatherapy oil, believe it or not, you can take an orange or a lemon, and you can peel it, and you can rub that on your hands. I can actually, in my fruit basket here, I've got an orange here, and I'll show you. You can literally peel the fruit, so you know this is real. And you can peel the fruit, and you can, if you decided, you know what, I'm about to go outside, it's really stressful when I go get my essentials because the lines are really long and people are frustrated, and I don't have aromatherapy oil, but I'm going to take these orange peels and I'm going to put them in a little Ziploc bag. And if it gets really stressful, I'm just going to take one and just rub it on my hands. Just literally rub the orange on my hands and rub it in. And breathe it in. And that in itself will begin to relax you.
And it's funny because you can also, when you rub the skin on your hand, you can see the oils. You can actually see the oils from the lemon or the lime or whatever, grapefruit, whatever citrus fruit you use. So yeah, that's a good tip.
Okay. Yeah, so let's try it, Tracy. And everyone at home, just whether you're standing, you're sitting, just take a moment. If you are sitting, just be present to the fact that you're here. Feel the weight of your body. Feel the weight of your body on the ground. Feel the tension in your body. Recognize wherever it is. It could be in your stomach. It could be in your chest. It could be in your head. Wherever it is right now, just take a deep breath and breathe in and fill the belly up with air and hold the breath. And the longer you are stressed, hold the breath, hold the anger. Think about all the pain. Think about the rage. Think about the sadness. Think about the fear. Hold the breath. Just continue to hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And when it's time to release, let's try that one more time. Second time. Breathe in. And hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And this time, when it's time to release, really be mindful of relaxing your shoulders. You can hear that I'm holding my breath, and slowly relax the body, the exhale. And you can continue to do that a couple of times, and you'll find that the body automatically relaxes.
Yes, good stuff.
Yeah, it feels really, really good. And you can automatically start feeling the relaxation. So that's one way in the midst of the fray to calm yourself down. Another way, of course, we teach in frameworks. So for those of you who are new to Wellness Wednesdays, we teach in 3 frameworks. We believe that it's important to get in alignment, to alkalize the body, and then to remind yourself of who you are. And so because we like to teach things in song, just like children, it's easy to remember a rhyme or a commercial or a jingle. We say, align, alkaline, remind. I'll say it again. Align, alkaline, remind. One more time. Align, alkaline, remind. You and me. Align, alkaline, remind. Let's get free. So align, alkaline, remind. So the first thing we did was we got in alignment with the breath. Just by breathing, just by holding the breath, you actually begin to restore alignment. And the next thing you want to do is alkalize the body. What does it mean to alkalize the body? It means the body is more alkaline than acidic. It means the body has more life in it and it's more healthy and vibrant. Believe it or not, even if you eat pretty well, stress creates acid in the body, which is why most people who have health issues know that stress can actually really cause the chronic pre-existing conditions that a lot of our communities suffered with, which made them more susceptible to coronavirus. So we've got a little recipe here that we want to present to everyone to just show you not only how to build your immune system, but also how to alkalize the body and relax the nervous system. So for those of you who know, I'm just going to wash my hands because I've got all this wonderful lavender oil on it. But for those of you who've been following us, we are really strong believers in the power of aloe vera leaf.
Yes, yes.
Aloe vera leaf is aloe vera leaf is a one-stop shop. So this is an aloe vera leaf. I've already cleaned it. But for those of you who want to know how to clean it, the aloe vera leaf, we basically take some apple cider vinegar, and the apple cider vinegar, we pour it on the aloe leaf and we wash it, or you can cut a lemon and wash it really well. And I'm just going to rinse it just because I had it sitting, but I promise I literally just washed it right before the program. And the reason why we love aloe vera is because it has 72, 75 elements: vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. Aloe vera also has potassium. Aloe vera cleans the blood. So when you talk about stress hormones that come into the blood, like adrenaline and cortisol, when you're feeling stressed or you're dealing with trauma, it's really important to clean the blood. Because if you're stressed out, and you release these stress hormones and then you're constantly in that state of stress, you can actually become really sick. So it's important to clean the blood. It's also, aloe vera also reduces the blood pressure. It cleans the bowels and it builds the immune system. So aloe vera is a one-stop shop. And because it has vitamin C, it also has vitamin C triggers serotonin, which helps to relax the nervous system. So we want to clean the blood, we want to build the immune system, you want to relax the nervous system, and you want to fortify the body. And the aloe vera leaf does this. And I know that in the borough of Queens, there are produce stands all over. In every supermarket, there's an aloe vera leaf. I bet there are so many people that have seen this in the supermarket and walked right past it.
I was just about to ask you, is it easy to access?
Yeah, I mean, you can find aloe vera leaf anywhere. And the funny thing is, once you start, now that you're aware of it, I bet you're going to see it everywhere. So here's how you consume aloe vera leaf. The first thing you want to do is cut off the rind. And so we'll just cut that off. Okay. And we don't throw anything away because there's a lot of gel in here. And this gel can be used to put on your face or to put in your hair. So aloe, we know, is good for the skin, hair, and nails. Most people don't know that it's great for the immune system and to help to relax the body. The other thing is you'll notice that there's thorns along the aloe. So I'm just gonna cut a slice the width of one thorn. So I'm just gonna cut right here. And then I'm gonna cut the thorns off. And I'm going to encourage everyone in the borough of Queens to take part in the Eat Aloe Vera Challenge. So because the skin really has most of the nutrients, right? The gel we know is good for the hair, good for the nails, and it's pretty good for the digestive system, but the skin is where it's at. And because we are in really uncertain times, it's important to fortify the body, to do everything you can to maintain your wellness. So the Eat Aloe Vera Challenge is you take a piece of aloe and you eat it like it's a delicious piece of candy. And the reason that's a challenge is because aloe is extremely bitter, but it's bitter because it cleans the blood. So bitter is better. And here is to your wellness. Don't I make it look delicious?
You make it look like it is a candy bar.
It's crunchy. The skin's nice and crunchy. Finger looking good. So I dare you, all of you watching, I'm smiling because I know what it's doing to my body.
Yes.
I know that it's actually going to relax my nervous system. I know it's cleaning my blood. I know it's building my immune system to help me to stay fortified and stave off the next wave of coronavirus. I know that when I go out in the world, I'm putting on an internal mask. And so that's what aloe vera does. Now, for those of you who do try the Eat Aloe Vera challenge, and it's a bit much for you, we want to show you today how to make a healthy drink. So you can drink it. So what we have here, I took a whole pineapple and I cut it up, as well as some grapefruit, because pineapple and grapefruit are not only great fruits that have citrus and vitamin C, they're also good to help you feel better. So Tracy, tell us more about pineapple and grapefruit.
Well, they both actually have very high levels of vitamin C in them. Not only do they have vitamin C, they have potassium and, believe it or not, fiber, which is good for your digestive system. Yes.
Yes.
So
okay.
Pineapple is known as the happy fruit.
The happy fruit.
But the funny
Why
thing,
is that?
The funny thing is, I didn't know it was known as the happy fruit. But even as a kid, whenever I ate pineapple, it always made me happy. It always made me feel good. Like I knew, like my breath was fresh and just sweet.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
So it's actually known as a happy fruit because of that high level of vitamin C, which releases the serotonin. It repairs
serotonin
bodily
is our friend.
Repairs the helps to repair the bodily tissues. It's a very powerful fruit, that pineapple is. And who would have thought something that tastes so delicioso had so many, healing properties.
So many good healing elements, right? And then grapefruit. Okay, so not for nothing, this is organic ruby red grapefruit and it looks so good. I just have to take a bite. Sorry, y'all. While Tracy talks about the healing elements of grapefruit.
So the grapefruit is actually excellent for.
So good.
Is it good?
It's so good.
It's actually good for iron absorption. So yeah, who knew?
Know that?
Who knew?
So you're saying if you eat this in conjunction with your dark leafy greens, that it's actually going to help the body absorb more of the iron into the blood.
Exactly. Correct.
Okay, I'm cheating.
Correct. Wait,
I'm cheating and I'm eating this grapefruit. I know, it's so good. Okay. So.
And the grapefruit, I don't know if I mentioned that it has a high percentage of potassium.
Oh, excellent. So potassium, we know, is also good for the brain.
Brain food.
And the reason why that's important is, stress can also trigger dementia. Stress can trigger Alzheimer's. Think about your brain as your telecommunication center. So the nervous system is sending all of these signals, and your ability to process information during a time of stress can be compromised. So you need brain food, you need body food, you need to keep the blood, the bowels, and the respiratory or the breath clean, right? Yes. So here's our drink. We've got our aloe vera, we've got our pineapple, and we've got grapefruit. And this is just to give you, doesn't it look good?
Yeah, that looks good.
I'm gonna turn on this juicer, and it's not too loud. And we're just gonna make this juice really quick. Now, if you don't have a juicer, what you can also do, hang on just a second. Oh yeah, look at that. If you don't have a juicer, you can also use a blender. You're just gonna have a different texture, but you'll still get the same effect. The only difference is you'll probably wanna dilute it with some more water. As I'm juicing the aloe, I'm putting in aloe intermittent with the citrus fruit, just because the fruit has a lot of water. And so the water helps to push the aloe out. You'll notice that the aloe has a very slimy consistency, but that's because it's actually going to help your digestive system. Think about okra. right? If you like okra, and okra is also good for you because it loosens the bowels. Now, is this going to run you to the bathroom? Not really. But if you need a good cleansing, you know, now's the time. Most of us are sheltered in place or still indoors. And I would suggest that, you know, at night or in the evening, you can have this drink. So if you're concerned about, you know, it having more of a laxative effect, and I don't want to use the word laxative because I don't want to scare people, but if you want to have more of a cleansing effect, you can do
I
this
like
in
the
the
word
evening.
cleansing.
Yeah. But I just used half the pineapple because I think that's enough. I'm putting the entire aloe vera leaf in here.
Oh, you're gangster with
that's important. Oh, yeah, we don't play. So here's the thing. This is good for a family of 4. This is good for an individual. And I'll show you how I store it. So I'm putting in the grapefruit. I've got 2 whole grapefruits. Maybe I'll use 1 and a half. I've got half of a whole pineapple, and I've got an entire aloe vera leaf. And I think that's good enough. I'm going to save the rest of this ruby red so I can eat it. So we've made our drink. We've made the juice, or we've made the tonic, so to speak. I'm just going to make sure I get all of it. Right?
That looks
and
so
now,
good.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually store this in a mason jar. This is my tincture, okay? And so this right here is pure aloe vera, grapefruit, and pineapple. Boom. Yeah. Then for consumption, what I'm going to do is dilute it, right? Okay. Now you have 2 options. You can heat the water, and you can dilute, 50% water, 50% of this aloe citrus mixture. So you can pour 50% in a teacup or a coffee cup and then add hot water and sip it down as a warm beverage. Today, I decided to make a little cooling spritzer, so to speak. And so, it's a nice day. This is a nice way to end the day. And anyone who, who drinks, has a nice drink at the bar, knows that grapefruit's a great mixer. So think about something like aloe being super bitter, and then think about the grapefruit being a nice mixer. And then the pineapple has a little sweetness. So altogether, this should make a really, really nice drink. And I'm really excited to try it. And I'm sorry you're not here to taste it with me, but all of you at home, I encourage you to do this.
That looks so good.
This is a really great drink. Oh my gosh. And
now,
anyone who likes grapefruit
juice. Do you always dilute your drinks, Kepra? Or
well, when it comes
you
to
do,
the
sometimes
aloe,
you don't.
Hold on, I like to make it a little fancy with my sprig of mint. So, I dilute the aloe because it's slimy, right? I'm either gonna eat the aloe. Where's my aloe? I put a big piece in my mouth, but I'm either gonna eat it like that. I dare you to try it. But if I drink it, it's so slimy, it's good to dilute it.
Right.
But here is pineapple, aloe, and grapefruit with a sprig of mint. And I want to dedicate this drink to our borough president, Sharon Lee. I really appreciate and respect her vision. I really appreciate and respect that she's leading from the heart, that she's not waiting for some official designated time to really be mindful of the need for our people and communities to heal. Yeah. And at Life Camp, we believe that a healthy mind and body makes a peaceful lifestyle. So I'm going to call this drink the All In for Peace, dedicated to Queensborough President Sharon Lee. And
cheers.
Cheers. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Oh, this is so good. You don't even taste the aloe. Now, I ate the aloe and it was very bitter. In the drink, all I taste is grapefruit and pineapple. It has a little bit of a frothiness to it, which is also kind of nice. But this is amazing. Oh, wow. That's really good. And in this one drink, I'm building my immune system. I'm relaxing my nervous system. I'm cleaning my blood, and I'm cleaning my digestive system. Yeah, the other thing I want to mention about aloe is that it reduces inflammation. So if you have seniors in the home who have arthritis or have inflammatory issues, you can certainly give them this drink. The good thing about grapefruit is it's not very sweet, right? So it doesn't have a lot of sugar. And I only used half the pineapple. So anyone who has folks in the home who have diabetes or high blood sugar, this combination is totally safe. And the aloe also reduces blood sugar. So this drink, again, aloe vera, it's a one-stop shop. I definitely encourage everyone to take the Eat Aloe Vera challenge, but also try this drink. We're calling this the All In for Peace because
all in for
we are
peace.
all in for peace. Mm-hmm. Yes, we need peace in our community. We need peace in our bodies. We need peace in our hearts.
Yes.
And so, yeah, this, I'm sorry, another excuse to take a sip.
I'm Joe.
You really should be jealous. This is really, really good. And I wouldn't keep drinking it like this if it wasn't. I'd put it down and start talking. But yeah, I encourage everyone to try it. And we want to hear from you. So we want to know what you'd like to hear about, what you'd like for us to talk about. If there's any wellness tips that you want us to focus on. We're really here to serve the community. We want to make it fun. We don't want wellness to become something that feels like a chore. And we want you to be able to use simple things that you have in your home so that you know that this is attainable. Absolutely. And so we talked about getting in alignment with the breath. We talked about a breathing technique in a moment of stress. Literally, take a deep breath and hold your breath. It's like a tree, as they say, planted by the water that has really strong roots. When there's a storm, the tree doesn't move. And so if you hold your breath, the storm inside of you begins to dissipate. So if you do that 3 or 4 times, breathing in and holding your breath, and you can do that online, you can do that, if you're standing outside, you can do that if you're in your car, and you're experiencing, stress on the road. But try that. It's really important, because what's most important is that you don't want to hurt yourself in the process. You don't want the external conditions of the world outside to put you in a place where you could compromise your well-being. And that's what's most important. And so we talked about getting in alignment. We talked about making the body more alkaline than acidic and keeping the blood clean and releasing those healthy hormones to reduce stress. And now we want to talk about reminding. It's important that you restore your mind. So many people are dealing with mental health issues, and not because they have psychotic issues. It's because there's only so much negativity, there's only so much stress, there's only so much trauma that anyone can deal with before they have a mental overload. Yes. Right? And so one of the things we had read before in Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, is that most people, when they're dealing with stress, they're thinking about the future or they're reflecting on the past. And so even in a stressful moment, you can sometimes anticipate that something is going to go wrong. And so just the anticipation that something is going to go wrong, again, it puts your mind in that place, and the brain doesn't know that you're not there. Right. So when you're feeling stressed, it's important to get grounded. That's why we say get alkaline, or listen to music, or do something to bring you back to the moment, or clap your hands and stomp your feet and pinch your cheeks, but bring yourself back to this moment. And while things around you may be uncertain, in this moment, you might relatively be okay, but try to stay in the moment instead of projecting what's about to happen, because you take your brain there and you take your blood there, And so, Tracy, I thought maybe you could offer another good word in terms of a quote, so that we can continue to restore our mental well-being.
I have a quote. Thank you, Kepra. I have a quote from the American poet, feminist, activist, Audre Lorde. The great Audre Lorde, she dedicated her whole life addressing issues of homophobia, all the isms, classisms, racism. She just dedicated her whole life fighting and addressing those issues. And there's one quote by her that I really, really love and appreciate. I'm going to read it. It says, "I have come to believe that caring for myself is not self-indulgent. Caring for myself is an act of survival."
Woo!
Let
Read
me
that
read that
again.
again. Let me read
Yeah,
that.
hold on a second. Hold on a
Let
second.
me
Let
read
me
that
put my
again.
pineapple out of the way. I think I need to sit down for this.
Let me read
I
that
need you to
again.
read that one more time. Go
Yes.
ahead.
I have come to believe that caring for myself is not self-indulgent. Caring for myself is an act of survival.
What did you
She
get from
also
that?
rewords it. There's times I've seen places where it was reworded to say self-care is not about self-indulgence. It's about self-preservation.
Both of those equally powerful.
Yeah.
What did you get from that? What are your takeaways
I
from
get
that?
like what I got from that, what I get from that, what I've been getting from that is your wellness is by any means necessary to protect
I
it.
like that. I like that.
By
I think we're gonna quote you, Tracy Queen. Your wellness is by any means necessary.
By any means necessary. You have to protect yourself. So survival, she uses the word survival, self-preservation. Like it's the pinnacle. Like it is what it is. It's by any means necessary.
Yeah, it's fundamental. It's like when women primarily as caregivers in the home, women tend to care for everyone but themselves. I was taught that, not directly, but just indirectly seeing everything that my mother did, the cooking, the cleaning, the tending to the children, the tending to the home, the tending to my dad. And it was so selfless, she never complained. But when it came to her, she was so tired at the end of the day, or her feet would be hurting, she was just giving until depletion. And I grew up thinking that somehow that was what you were supposed to do. And we learn over time, especially now, first yourself. If you travel on an airplane, they tell you give the oxygen to yourself first before you give it to the children.
Correct.
Because if you're no good, no one else is any good. And so we encourage you to find those spaces in your home, find those moments where you can just have time for yourself. When you wake up in the morning, do you just immediately go into the day, or do you take a moment for yourself so that you control the day instead of the day controlling you? Because all those things matter when you go outside or when you start your day. If you don't lead the day, you can become overwhelmed with images, information, people, situations that can really disturb your peace in a way that causes you to develop stress-related illnesses. At this point, I would not be surprised if, 1 out of 3 New Yorkers have PTSD, and I'm just saying that because we're in, serving the city of New York, but with having been Queens, having been the epicenter within the epicenter, Queens having had the highest rate of COVID-related deaths in the world, created a lot of stress for a lot of people. And a lot of those pre-existing conditions, some of them came from just not taking care of ourselves, and taking on habits and things that, we just took for granted that we could afford to compromise our well-being. And so I love that you said by any means necessary, and that, self-preservation is important for us to be around. So I really love that. I really love that word. Thank you. And we're here to just remind you, it's all about you. Being selfish is being about yourself. So, the more you love yourself, the more you can love others, the more you can navigate through these stressful times. I really encourage all of you to consider getting some aloe vera, getting some citrus, making yourself a healthy tonic. Just try it. It's it's really, really tasty. But more important, incorporate aloe vera into your life every day. Just that one leaf that I had, you can slice that up among a family of 4, and that can last you for a week. It's just a slice a day, and that's not going to run you to the bathroom. a slice a day, but it is going to become a part of your immune system. It's going to become a part of your blood, and eventually you'll have some fortification. We really, we don't want to take for granted that we just came out of an incredible wave from COVID, and now we're in an incredible wave of anger, hostility, pain, and rage, due to police violence, due to police killings, due to revolutionizing the system. Young people are rising up, seniors are rising up. Everyone's got a voice and wants to be heard. There's a saying that says, if you squeeze an orange, what comes out? This is the next to read. But if you squeeze an orange, what comes out, Tracy?
Is that a trick question?
No. If you squeeze an orange, what comes out? If you squeeze an orange, what comes out? Orange juice. Why? Because that's what's inside, right? So in the last couple of weeks and months, the world has been squeezed. And what came out was rage, pain, hurt, anger, sadness. We were squeezed, and what was in so many of us for so long was pain. And so it's really important that we begin to heal and transform what's inside, because what we were born with was the spirit of love. That's what was inside. That's why when you see kids, babies, you just want to squeeze them, because you want to get some of that good energy. So we encourage all of you to align, to get alkaline, to remind yourself of who you are, to take good care of yourself. And feel free to go to lifecampinc.com. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you'd like for us to talk about. We're here for you. In the coming weeks, we're going to talk about what you need to go outside, your wellness kits, your immunity packs. We're going to be inviting special guests to make simple recipes, that are healthy but tasty. And we'll be bringing additional information to you. We wanted to just welcome the larger community of Queens, the larger community of the United States, because we've got people watching from all over the country and parts of the world. And so we wanted to say thank you to your wellness. We love you, and remember to align, get alkaline, and remind. Thank you, and happy Wellness Wednesday.
Happy Wellness Wednesday.